Good morning. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Happy to see you on our new episode. Best practices for Black Friday. Today I have one amazing guest. We have something really interesting. We have 4G. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. Double G's.
two double G's. So let's start with the first double G. Some small introduction. My name is Gustav Gotats. I'm doing the e-commerce for almost like 6 years, and I've been building an e-commerce team because I saw in one moment that that's the future of the sales, and I need to build this team. And right now, we are delivering amazing results and big revenues to our clients daily. And on our YouTube channel, on our social channels, we just share the knowledge what we get, how you can learn from that, and yeah, hope you hit that subscribe button and follow to our social content. There's a lot of educational part, and I saw in the Gints calls himself growth hacker. So maybe tell a little bit more about yourself and growth hacking.
Yeah, sure. And it's a super interesting coincidence that we both have G's in our name. So that's like attracted my attention from the first place, besides all the great content you make, guys. But yeah, my name is Gints, and I work as a growth hacker in a company called Confect.io. So I help pretty much e-commerce brands and agencies create better content for mostly for their ads, but not limited to that. We all know that content is king, and everything turns around the content. So I think I can bring some really, really good knowledge, not only from my experience, but also from like a huge data that we have gathered around what works, what doesn't work, what people do, what do they try to experiment. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see like how we see that as a software. So where we work kind of in the back end, and you, Gustav, where you have like a client facing role more, and how we deal with the different issues or different challenges we have.
Yeah, that's always nice to have those both sides of the ideas. Yeah, you mentioned this content is the king, and that's something we are sharing all the time in our lives and in our content. Too, that today, without the content, you can't get far. There was 2017 when you can make with one ad uh, 2, 10, 5, 15, 20 millions, but right now it's like it's not happening. Maybe in your experience, you have seen some results, what can be gained with the one ad right now, because we don't see this.
Yeah, so it's really, like you can try and you can hope for the best, but if you want to build a scaling organization, then one is not going to be enough. And the game is changing all the time, so all the advertisers are there together, so we are competing against each other. So you have to innovate, you have to come up with something new, you have to bring fresh content. You can just see how we consume the content on the social ourselves, so everything gets kind of boring really quick, and it's the same with the marketing material, if not even worse, right?
Yeah.
I guess Gustavs, you can agree on this one.
Yeah. It's there's many guys telling, hey, you need to learn your TikTok algorithm to show you the educational content and something like that. But it's so hard in the evening when you scroll that TikTok through and stop on those educational things because you just want to relax, you just want to get some um, fast food, you don't want to do some education. Maybe there's some guys who's doing 24/7 education, but that's really hard. So yeah, totally agree. You need to. it- It's not always about what you tell. It's about how you tell it because you can tell the same thing. You can give the same information, but you just find a new format how to tell. And I think that's a huge thing there. From previous Black Fridays, what you have learned? Well, maybe there are some learnings that you can share right now. What should we do this year?
Yeah, so I think it's worth mentioning that Black Friday is a day where you can sell essentially in one day what you would normally sell in 1 month. And I don't think this year is probably going to be different. So people are still going to buy. We all are scared of the energy prices going up, so we want to save. All the prices are going up, so we have this mindset that we have to buy something cheaper because we still have time. So if you're holding back of the Black Friday, so you're potentially missing out. I think that's not going to change. Another thing that we see is that the cost of advertising really goes up day by day the closer we get to the Black Friday. So also, if you the earlier you start to prepare, the better results you're gonna get. So that's why now we are 1 week before October, and we are already talking. Okay, what should we do for the Black Friday? And yeah, Gustos, maybe you can tell a little bit about what kind of preparations are you starting to do now, or are you preparing something for your clients or yourselves, or
Yeah, we have already prepared a plan. We have already prepared the things that should be done, and our previous years has learned that I remember the first my first Black Friday. I remember it really well, and you was running the ads and you was trying to get the new visuals really fast, and it was a huge problem because the biggest problem in Black Friday that you can't spend all your ad budget. That's the biggest problem for people. And right now, Facebook has changed to the platform where they push the best content out. They give a better data, and they give the better impressions, more impressions to those who has a good content. And I think this is huge learning right now that the more content we will prepare, the Facebook will choose which like it's not a he, which I don't know how to tell it in English, right? Which then will which the algorithm will push through. So the more content you have right now prepared, I think this more. I think I don't like this name more. From your experience, what is the minimum? What should be there?
yeah, it's a little bit hard to say on a Black Friday because it's kind of different, right? Everybody turns their branding off and just goes black everything, and let's do it. I think you can really, if you want to really succeed with the Black Friday, you probably should start already with a Black Month. So you have whole November to kind of warm up your audience, warm up your pixel, gather those emails. Let everybody know that there is something good happening in your store or in your business. So then you also don't run in the problem that you can't spend all your budget in one day, because that's probably going to be impossible. So you can gradually distribute your business and build an audience. And I think a good thing to say about, once you gathered an email, you have it forever, essentially. You can also market the same email for Christmas. You can market for your January sales, and so on. Uh, if we're talking about the visuals, I think there is some things we can experiment and we can consider. Some things are more seasonal, for example, or more what you call geopolitical. So a lot of people are looking now, what is the shipping details? So how quick you're gonna get the item. I think if you have this advantage to ship something fast or ship something cheap, that's something you should definitely mention, because yeah, speed and convenient, how convenient it is everything. And then remember, everybody is going there to get a good deal, so you really need to communicate that as well. So is the discount good? Is the price drop good? So why should I buy from you? So um, Black Friday in that sense, for me, is a little bit tricky, because I think the product gets a little bit like put in the second place, and the discount and convenience is the first that shoppers would look like. Of course, you have your favorite brands and so on, but if they already know you, then they are there to get a good deal from you.
Okay. You thought about this crisis. You thought that crisis is coming, and it's. I have read some of the ideas what will happen in this Black Friday. So maybe you can share your thoughts because yeah, it's the crisis is coming, and people will buy what they really need. But I don't believe in the end of the day that with this Black Friday will be worse than previous ones. But yeah, maybe you have some thoughts about that.
Yeah, I think people are talking a lot about crisis, but um, I think people are going to still buy. You still have Christmas presents to deliver to your kids and friends and so on, and that's what's the Black Friday about. And a lot of times, like if you look back few years, like, or 2 years, we were hoarding for food and ramping shops to get toilet paper. So I don't really believe that the mindset that people are going to change. If there's going to be something, there really has to happen something super crazy with the current situation. I think people are just going to be like, okay, we have to get something cheap while it's cheap, uh, because the price is going up, sometimes even week by week recently.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that I don't believe that people have learned so fast that they need to change some shopping behavior because that's they still want to feel. I remember I was reading one story that in the First World War, the biggest and fastest growing industry was jewelry because this is the only place where women can spend some money somehow make hers and of course husband's life happier. So yeah, I think I fully agree with you. I think it will not change in
Y-
this Black Friday.
Yeah, you have a really good point, right? So if we think like the world is going to collapse, then we have to maybe invest in some kind of jewelries or electronics, right? So while we have the money, we should spend it because it's going to get worse. So I think, yeah, people are still going to do it. It's just maybe it's going to be a bit different how we're going to market to them. If you have any thoughts about that, is there anything different you're doing this year than, for example, last year?
Um, I don't know. We haven't changed a lot because the results in Black Friday is amazing. So the thing about these visuals that there should be more because. If I remember like 5 years ago, my first Black Friday, there was like five visuals, and right now it's like minimum, I would say 30 is coming out for budget because what you told is a big truth that you can sell. I would say at least what you sell in 1 month. I would say even what you sell in the first quarter of the year, you can sell it in that 1 or 2 days. You told about the of course we need to warm up our ad accounts, we need to warm up our accounts so we can start it really good with some email campaigns. That's a good thing. And about period, how long should be run all those things. I have run it for a week, I have run it for two, we have done it for months. So what's your best idea here? What should be approach, how this topic should be approached?
Yeah, I think it a little bit boils down how much money you have to spend. If you have really little budget, then pushing everything in the first, like in the start of the November, and then not having anything for the Black Friday itself, then it's a bit stupid, right? If you have a bit larger budget, you can start already earlier to gather as big audience as possible. One thing we see, and that's I mean that's quite obvious as well, that if you have like warm audience, so you're doing some kind of retargeting or you have some kind of email list, that's gonna be way cheaper for you than to advertise on just a broad audience. And I'm talking like 2 to 3 times cheaper. So that's one thing. If you want to succeed, uh, you start with that, and then I would say probably if you have like a smaller budget, start like a week before. So go light, maybe allocate like 30% of the budget on warming up, letting people know, maybe sign them up on some kind of list or like a waiting list, and then just send it out on the last day, the whole thing. The cool stuff is that you also have a Cyber Monday that you can potentially also capitalize. And if you didn't hit your sales goals with the Black Friday, then there's Christmas also coming after. So it's really like a period where if you miss one, there's two more coming. uh,
There's one more thing. 2 years ago, I was starting to advertise really active on Halloween. No, sorry, 3 years ago, because we made more money on Halloween than we made on Black Friday, and we had a better rush. And that's something good too. Maybe if you, it's maybe too late a little bit to get something done, but if you have a time and you can make some done, use this Halloween part. This is the huge thing. Um, about success stories, everyone likes some success stories and case studies or something like that. maybe you have something interesting to share so people can like motivate them to invest more time on going deep on those visuals and making more.
Yeah, I can tell a little bit about it. So I'm gonna give a little backstory. What is Confect and how do we get to success stories? So Confect, we are a software platform where first we help you to create a lot of great visuals quickly for basically all of your catalog. So you create one template in Confect, and then it adjusts or adapts to all your products. So essentially, we could create thousands of visuals at the same time. And our second product is a Facebook analytics tool, where basically we can scrape the visual of your ads, and then we match it together with the performance data. So then we get some insights. Okay, what color should you use, or what words should you use? Should you use humans? And then we use these learnings essentially to create new ads, because we knew what worked, for example, last year. So why should not try this year? So we have some kind of starting point instead of just relying on our gut feeling that this is color I like and this is gonna bring me sales. And what we see on average, we see about 30% increase on pretty much every account that we touch. And then our record has been going from 8 to 23 ROAS in just literally a week when someone implemented our solution. So yeah, those are like smaller wins besides, or those are the bigger wins besides, all the time saved on creating the visuals or the testing capabilities that we give to people.
Yeah, that's crazy from 8 to 10, 23. That's that can change every business. Uh, so you told about that you are creating creatives. We call it library. We have the had the angle library. We call it as you called it as your learnings. We call it library in our side. That's how we build our business. We have already uh, problem angle library. When the new client is coming, we just go through the angles what we have worked, and we just implement those angles or try to find how to tell their problems through this angle. So about learnings, how you get the data out of the Facebook. What are you looking right now from ad perspective? Because we have some idea what we are looking, but I would be really interested which numbers matters in your side, because ROAS is something like really unpredictable. You can get the right data in the first day, you can really get the right data after 7 days, and you can get the right data never. But maybe you can talk about numbers. Which numbers is important for you, and how you optimize that.
Yeah, so what we do essentially is that we try to, everybody agrees here, I guess, or if not, then probably should after this session, that the creative is the most important thing in your ad, right? If you're gonna change the headline, or if you're gonna add one emoji more or less in your body text, that's not gonna make a big difference. So that's why if you're gonna change your creatives, or test different creatives, that's where you can actually find out what works or not. And then how we look at the data from that standpoint is that every campaign or something has some sort of objective. So what do you want to achieve? Whether it's a like higher purchase rate, or you want to get more clicks, you want to get more engagement. And then we filter that down in our like huge data set, and we look what are the elements in the visual that contribute to that, uplift the most. Some things that we consider is, for example, do you use face? So does humans help? Do you have models? And it can be very different if you're a fashion company and if you're selling mobile phones or food or pet products. So does that help? Then the next thing is we're looking, okay, what other objects there are besides your product? Is there something complementary to your product that you could use to uplift the sales? Then we also looking, okay, what are the colors that you should use? Because colors a lot of times contribute to stopping the scroll and grabbing that attention. Because if your ad just blends in with all the feed crap that is there, then you're not going to get any clicks, you're not going to get any engagement on it as well. So colors are definitely a big one. And then the third or the fourth, I think, another big thing is, okay, what kind of text? So what words do you use? Should you mention sales? Should you mention new? Because like Gustav, like you said, you're trying to tackle it from the problem side, but the same problem can be told in with the different trigger words. So what hits people the best? Is it the sale, or is it the discount, or is it the saving? What are we worried so much about? Saving or getting something on sale, or so I think that is very interesting, that we can see. And I have seen your testing framework, so to say, and it's pretty cool. What I think we are really helpful is that when you come in brand new, then you can already utilize some of your previous data or some of your existing data. So you can have like a little push in the beginning, and then you can start test and see how it goes.
Okay, you still didn't understand my question. What is the data you are looking into the Facebook side? Because that's a huge thing. What we are trying right now to, when we start to work with the clients, we almost in the moment try to go to the blended CPA data. This is the big data, which you can call as you want, but that's how much you pay for one acquisition, for one sale. And the second, what we really right now in our ads perspective we are watching, it's those click-through rates, thumbs-up rates, and all those numbers, which is true, because all the numbers which is going out from Facebook, they are not true. And then that's why we are not looking those numbers between those two numbers, because we believe that that's not the truth. So maybe you have something you have learned. What else people can watch there?
Yeah, I think people should also watch essentially at their own stores. So what is the checkout details there? So how much, if you say you're spending I don't know, let's say $1,000 on Facebook, how much that brings you in the sale? Because one thing is that you could live with a little bit what you call more expensive purchase the first time, but if you then are able to upsell them or cross sell them afterwards, that makes sense as well. So sometimes, I guess agencies getting pressured a lot from Facebook side. Can you get us the best ROAS? Can you get us the cheapest click or cheapest what? Uh, and there can be sometimes miscommunication with the, okay, what does the shop actually is selling, or what is the profit margin? That also matters a lot. So if you can dial those two in, I think that's first and foremost the most important financial metric you have on your shop.
Okay, that's good learning. That if there is two three numbers which you can watch in Facebook, and there is one number which you can watch, taking together all your channels, understanding how much you make daily. And then there's those between steps where you just check and see in which stage of the buyer's journey they are stopping, and how you can upgrade that. Because yeah, totally agree. Okay, the guy says watch this is watching this. Live, and that okay, I want to go more on visuals, or I want to spend more on this year's Black Friday. Where should they start? What is the first things what they need to like, if they are ready to like make everything from zero and listen to us and go hard on the Black Friday, where they need to start?
Yeah, so I think you have to think about your funnel. So you have to have something for your top funnel, middle funnel, and bottom funnel. And I guess there is different sort or types of content you can create. If you're talking purely e-commerce, then probably running your catalog ads or your dynamic product ads is the best choice for a bottom funnel. Uh, Basically, how they work is that you upload your whole catalog in Facebook, and then Facebook is so smart, knows all about us, that is going to match the best product for best person out of your thousands of products that you have. So I think that's one thing that is an easy win if you pair it up with retargeting. You can go on that. Um, and then I think you need to look into maybe testing like a week before Black Friday is not going to be a good idea. So if you don't start doing campaigns quickly, then just forget about last minute testing, because I think it's a higher chance that you screw up something than you get something good, and just go in for the sales. And I think I don't have so much experience, but maybe Kustas, you can tell a little bit about video and UGC and how you could use that potentially on top, more of the top of the funnel situations.
When you are telling about those funnel stages, we have, maybe if somebody is looking, we have amazing video from Vilnius. We had in the expo. Was this presentation on the stage. We had three guys there, and we was talking about right now about ads and optimization. What's happening there? And I will be honest. This year we are testing new approach to that. We will run only the broad campaigns. We will give them tons and tons of the visuals, so the algorithm can choose which visuals to show and which can push, and then we will just give the budget to all the assets and campaigns. We will not split it into the ads, and this is how it should be used right now. You just upload the maximum quantity of the visuals you can create in one broad campaign, and the algorithm will do the work. Because if you are making the conversion campaigns, the Facebook knows what to do. They know what to do. They know what will happen. No, they understand what they should do to make you spend more money there. So that's why we trust that algorithm is better. Okay, if that's not about TikTok, it's a different story. About YouTube, that's a different story. That's all is different stories. I'm just right now talking only about this Meta, because Meta algorithm is the best in the field right now, and you need to fully optimize on that. So add visuals and UGCs, everything what you have in the broad campaign. Test it, I think, at least 2 weeks before Black Friday. But I would say, even if you have run an ad for a whole year, you know what works in your field, and you just need to um, get that all to the Black Friday side, with the Black Friday, with the saying this is for off, this is about shipping. You're told we will ship in 2 days, you will receive in 5 days. So give exact things when it will be shipped, no, when it will be delivered, not shipped. How much is the discount, and why they need to do it right now. We always do some limited stock option, because that works the best. And we in the last year we saw that updating the stock in the between is really great way how to push more sales. So yeah, I would go for that. About offer, I think we have. There's something else you would like to tell about offer. What should be added there in these visuals?
Yeah, I think just what we see and what we have data on is that you really need to communicate it. So you need to really have a lot of text in your ads. So you need to make sure that people understand and people see that it's a good deal or that there is price drop. And I really like your like a new method of just creating tons of visuals and pushing them out. And you have a very well point that Facebook knows everything about us, so they know also how to sell to us, and we just need to give them enough creative sources to find the best match. Then the next thing is, okay, how do you create that? How can you create all these visuals? And I think a lot of times brands are maybe too concerned about, oh, how is this gonna play out with my brand, or are we can't say this, we can't do that. How do you tackle that challenge? Because essentially you're creating a lot of visuals, and then you have to also manage the brand, or make them happy that we are pushing 50, 30 new creatives out.
Yeah, that was my idea to test your company, because I know how we do that, and that's not the most efficient way. We just have tons of editors and graphic designers who's working with us, and we just make them manually from the previous learnings. We have a precise ads testing system where we see what's working and what not doesn't work. But of course, to give more in the test, it's a huge thing. So maybe you can tell more how we Okay, maybe we will just test maybe some of the clients with you, and then we can share some learnings what we have learned. Because after the Black Friday, it will be really great moment to watch back what has done, where is the mistakes. So maybe we can test it and see. And after Black Friday, come back and talk about what should be next year Black Friday
Oh
done.
yeah, yeah, for sure. You can also gather your like previous year's data. So like if you connect with us, we're gonna give you the previous year's data, so you can see also some tips or what to do or what to not do, or at least what direction try to go. Uh, so I think it's a great combination where you have your own kind of framework and you say it's working. So and then you can try to see and okay, what does these guys do, and maybe even make it better.
You
Um,
have some, you told that you have some learnings. Maybe we can add them to the live and go through, and after that you can add the presentation to comments. So those who watch on audio, just go in the comments. There will be some presentation. Is that possible?
yeah, sure. Let me just jump into the deck. Um, cool. So, I mean, I'm not gonna bore you what is Confect. You can all check. But I think the interesting part is that these learnings come from like this huge number of impressions. So it's not something where we spend, $50 and then okay, this is what you should do. This is like real deal. And then the Ross case I told you about. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Black Friday. Here I pulled up a little bit of how does the CPM develops. When we look, you can see that most of the advertisers are gonna start to do something about the Black Friday from 10 days before. So that's where it really kicks off when the Black Week starts. And this is from last year, so dates are a little bit skewed if you think it's this year. And then after the Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there happens nothing, and then advertisers start to spend again on Cyber Monday, and you can see it's almost like perfect way how it goes up. Uh, Here's a little bit of data about the custom audiences, how I told you. So like the purchase rate essentially is way higher if you have this custom audience. So that's why I was like emphasizing that you should do some warm up, you should gather some email, because that's really can help you to get
Yeah,
some cheap.
maybe I can add about those emails. That's yeah, that's why you need those emails. That there's many people asking why you need to spend money on getting more emails and doing all that bullshit. But when you see, I have clients who is making like with one email campaign 100 plus K. So you just need to build that audience because all the algorithms is getting worse and they are getting more, not more, but less precise data from your client perspective, but your emails, your phone numbers, it's the thing which will hold with you, and just do a proper email marketing, and yeah, it will scale. So yeah, small adding about this one.
Yeah, definitely. You can get emails for like less than $1 from potential customers that you can sell them, like throughout the years, not year but years. If you have your email game on point. The cool thing is that okay, not only the costs go up, but it's also the purchase rate that goes up. So you can see that people also are crazy of buying, and it happens as same for the custom and your broad audiences. So that's also, so you don't have to worry that okay, costs going up, everything's so expensive, I'm just not gonna run the ads. Yeah, you should still run the ads because you're still gonna sell. So there is no worry in that. Uh, and then what we see is that like Black Week, yes, people buy a lot, but the Black Friday is the top of the, it's a culmination of this buying sprint. So you can expect, like the Friday is going to be crazy. Like it's literally crazy. We have had cases where people are just like writing us an hour before they have to launch. Okay, everything is broken. What should we do? And then piece together something and just ship out. So it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, and you see yourself. It's almost what 3-4 times higher than the rest of the year. So just go all in. And here I took like 3 things that I think are easy to change, and even if you don't have a big team, or you have a little limited resource, maybe you're the only marketer doing things, then this is what you can try to increase your Black Friday results. So what I told you about the text, so if you have a lot of text in your ads, that's gonna help to increase the purchase rate. And black text looks something like this. So instead of just saying, hey, we have a black weekend, tell actually when it's happening, what they're gonna get,
This is
and
this is really interesting case. It's we had one client who sent us the picture, which is not like in the right side, but there was so much text. It was like a book, and we was like, we will not. We was thinking inside, we will not launch it. It will be it's really bad visual. And we was like, okay, if client wants, let's launch it. And it was like it was really ugly. And we launched that, and that one ad made I think 15,000 for client in 2 days. And we was like, okay, there's a lot of learning. This is something what I would suggest if you have a designer in the team who is creating always those ads like in the left side. This is the huge difference between organic and ads. In ads, you need to always test some stupid things or some things which maybe is not relevant or just putting out and try those things. And yeah, you're showing the real example how the not so good ad performing better.
yeah, exactly. I think this is a case where the marketer came and ruined the designer's work, and marketer won because they got more purchases, but designer, okay, they're not happy about it, but it made more money. So
But from
uh,
marketing side, if you think, if we are talking about the same topic we told in the start, then people right now want to spend less time on understanding what's happening and why I should click on that button. That's on the right side is doing the work. They are explaining exact how much, when, how, and what will happen, and people understand. And algorithm has easier to optimize because now they know which one to push out, because in the left side you don't know it's a hat, it's a shirt, it's a I don't know training system, what is there. But in the right side, it's of course there is not written. That fix, okay, there is the written brands, okay, that's cool. So yeah, just give all the information so people don't need to spend time and understand what's happening here.
yeah, exactly. I think another point here is that like this kind of changes doesn't take much time. Like you don't need like a huge production just to add few lines or change layout or something like that. So that's something that everybody can do, and you don't need to know how to use Photoshop or any other like hardcore tools. So if you're just getting starting, you already have like a easy way to get some wins, or at least test two things. All right, the next thing. Okay, so like I told you also before, the savings. So what should you tell that about Black Friday? And one thing we see that once you tell about these savings, so once you mention some kind of number or sale or discount or something like this in your content, so in your visual, that's also going to help you to have a higher purchase rate. And that here is also an example very similar to the previous one, but again, you just need, like you said, Gustav, you just need to tell people what to do, or what's it's about. And the last example I have about colors. So we have some Black Friday is also a little bit special because everybody is going to use black, and then they're going to try to match it up with something probably yellow or red or white. And we see that if the more vibrant, so the more like eye-catching is the color, the more purchases you're gonna get as well. So that's also something you can consider. Also, quick change, just if you have like maybe very muted or very casual colors, then Black Friday is the day where you can put your brand a little bit aside and just go with all these crazy colors to stop the scroll and actually make people read what you have. And here would be an example. It's a bit of a invented example, but I guess you get the point. Like which one gets your attention. Have you also experienced something like regarding colors, or how do you actually stop people attention? Because I think a big problem here is that there's a lot of advertisers advertising in the same time with fairly similar ads.
Yeah, that's It's a big testing side which we have this hook tests because I would say that that's a different training to go through
All
those.
right.
But it should be, yeah, it should not be this black and white colors. Not try to the idea here is to push out, to try to get attention, and that's only what you matter. And if the designer is saying, okay, but that's not how we want to do that, but in the advertising part, you are just trying to get attention. We are all paying to get attention. So just be bold. Just be bold with the big pictures, with the big names. Try to be bold. And in Latvia, we have this saying, the who about the dog, yeah, who will get their tail up, then not them. And this is the moment in the advertising. Then not this moment, but all the advertising. You need to get your tail up. You need to show I am there. I am doing that. I'm so good. I'm so great. Show that because people don't know. There's many brands where brands saying, yeah, but people already know about that. No, people are not like they don't know nothing about you. They just have seen something about you. Just be bold. Try to go and show why they need to spend time with you. And that bold part is, yeah, that's a huge thing. I would say this is the biggest advice for getting attention is be bold.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Uh, the fact what you said that people don't know about you, also totally agree. Like, just think how much content you're consuming on every day and how quickly everything is changing, and why should they remember a shoe brand, or why should someone remember your spoon brand or whatever you're selling?
Yeah,
They have more.
that's your problem. Get the product in their hands. They don't have daily problems to get the new shoes. That's not what the only problem.
Exactly. So yeah, like just like you said, you have to stand out somehow, be bold, and I can't agree more that Black Friday is just a good outlet to try and find out what is the way how to do it or how to get there.
Okay, great. Uh,
Cool.
we
I
have
think that was the. Oh, there is a one small thing also about learning phases. It's a bit technical. I don't know if should we go into that. What do you think, Gustavs?
if the guys is spending, if the guys can get with the ads at 50 purchases a day, then they don't need to know about this. But I think there's many guys who want to get there. So yeah, maybe you can give some information.
Yeah, so just like you said, like learning phase, it's a nice thing if you have enough time and if you have enough money, because then you can just okay gather those clicks that Facebook requires and pass this. But sometimes you don't really have time, and what we see a lot of times is that like people think, oh, I'm gonna launch an ad on Friday, and then this guy comes up, oh, now we need to learn about your whole thing, but it feels a bit stupid because you've been running all ads all year. There is all the learnings already, so you have all the data already, but you don't have time and you don't want to spend it in the learning phase. And there is a really cool workaround. Maybe you guys can exploit that as well. If you're running your catalog ads, so you are essentially feeding in your data feed inside of Facebook, uh, Facebook then takes the visual as an URL. So in all the other ads, you have to upload the visuals manually. So you upload a file, but in your catalog ads, it's an URL. So if you can control that URL, you control the visual. So what we know is that you can swap out that URL. So you run your normal you run your normal catalog that you have already gathered the data from all the year or past 2 weeks or whatever. So you have these learnings, and then just for the Black Friday, you swap out all the URLs for all the images to your Black Friday visuals, and then you don't have a learning phase because Facebook doesn't recognize that as a significant edit. So that's a little loophole there, and then you don't need to be in the learning phase because you have done some edit or whatever. It just rolls on.
Okay.
It's a bit of a technical thing, but
Yeah, this was technical one, but that's I think great. But yeah, when you spend a lot of money, it's you don't have this problem. But when you need to get there through data, it's a, yeah, it's a good hack.
yeah. So Uh, Probably it's better to connect with me or with you, Gustavs, and then we can explain how to do it, like in the
Yeah,
practicality, because it can get really like touchy from here on. But just to give you a feel, so basically you just schedule the change, so you can schedule how you change or when you change the URL, and you can do it, unlimited. So you can change every day if you want, every hour if you want.
yeah, that's
Uh,
nice.
but yeah, so that was the little hack. Bye bye learning phase.
Okay, nice.
Cool.
Uh, I think we can wrap the things up. We have like shared some things, so like put that all in 1 minute. So what the main things from your side, and then I will try to give the wrap from my side, and let's finish this one. Happy to see so much attendees today, and yeah, hope this channel will grow and we can share more and more content and get the people like Gints on the stage and talk about. The most important skill what hasn't been learned, I think the selling part, and yeah.
Yeah, so I like first of all, thank you for inviting me. I should have started with that, right? Now we're through the 55 minutes, so it's a good time to say thank you. But what should the advertiser do? I think we have a good point of thinking. Okay, the audience. So who are we going to market, and how we can get most of the custom audience or retarget audience ready for it, and then okay, can we like how can we scale our visual production? How can we get the most of visuals out in the front? That's at least from the advertising side. And I think one thing we didn't mention, but just make sure that you have the products and you can ship them and you can handle everything that's going to happen. But that's probably a luxury problem to have later on.
That's always the problem. Before we start to work, we just try to understand how much product they have, because we had it's a nightmare when you need to stop some good running campaigns and you need to start from zero. That's a nightmare, and so we try to go on that. I see that we have some questions, so maybe I can answer to some. We can answer to some of the questions. Why advertise discount and not products? I a discount or a lie? Why advertise a discount and not a product? This is good question.
So I think you just have to think about the mindset of the people that are buying something or want to buy something in a Black Friday. Like the mindset is there to get a good deal, get something cheaper than they would normally. So they have the product in the mind that they want to buy. They're looking, okay, where I can buy this product at the best deal. So if you
Yeah,
would buy a new phone, then you already kind of know what phone you want. So the product is fixed there. You don't need to inspire that. Hey, I want to buy this phone. You're like, okay, where can I get the best deal?
yeah, that's that for Black Friday. They're just searching the discounts, so don't try to make some branded videos or something like that. They will not work, and you will spend money on on the most expensive period. You will spend money on the ads, which is not making the money. I think this is the huge change in the marketing right now, that you need to work on making the money with your marketing. It's not the time where people can come to your company and tell that I will need to test for 6 months for 30,000 some ideas. No, the marketing should make money from the first day, and we are talking about the like this probably like social media ads we're talking right now. This kind of the marketing should make money straight away. And if you are running ads without any results, or you don't have any ideas what should they done, what should they do, all this I would be maybe too rude. This all this mofo tofu bofu is a bullshit right now, because ads is right now working really well in broad marketing, and that's why I would say biggest wrap up thing from my side is just get your shit together, get maximum visuals you can get, put that all in the broad campaigns, use your existing audiences, email them, send the messages, collect the additional emails, those things. This will make you a lot of money this year.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. I think one thing we didn't mention is you can do some, you can do some crazy stuff, like you can run a competition, you can run a giveaway or stuff, something like that, to gather even more attention around it. Do something exclusive, build some urgency, build some exclusivity. That can also help around.
Yes, yes, yes. I think the business we have showed what we have learned. I hope you will get some. Yeah, I hope you will make more money this year. Getting some ideas out from this. Share your ideas, share your things, what we have learned, and just share them and click the like, follow the channel, so we can get more and more content for you. Because let's be honest, all that engagement uh, make our team happier, and we want to invest more and more time on creating some content. And we will test some clients with the games, and yeah, maybe we can come back in 60, 90 days and tell how we will, what was happening, and how it's doing. Thank you again for joining. It's a pleasure to see one more double G
Yeah, thank you for inviting, and I can say it's very exciting to like always talk with the guys from agency, because they just they know their stuff, right? So you I see that you always know how to like bring in some really valuable insights, and you are trying new stuff and testing, so that's really cool. So yeah, guys, just follow these dudes. They know what they're doing. So it's gonna be some more fun stuff coming out. And who knows? Maybe in like you say, in 3 months we're gonna be here talking completely different stuff because new learnings came in, or who knows?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing what you're telling, that we need to see what's happening right now, and we don't need to talk about. That's why I think the this educational system is a little bit broke, because you don't know, you don't have those people who is coming from the battlefield in that moment and telling what's happening in battlefield. You have a moment who has, you have a people who has fight in the battlefield for 10, 20 years ago, and they are bringing the same message all the time and showing the same message. So yeah, this culture of right now sharing this learnings and telling, okay, we fucked up there, it should be done like this, and just give the information what's happening right now in the battlefield. That's, I think, the biggest the biggest thing what we can do right now. So thank you one more time, Gint, for joining, and let's see you on the meeting.
All right.
All right,
Cheers,
bye.
guys.